Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jordan, and welcome to JC's Anime Reviews. Today we are going to be talking about Erased. Erased follows a 29-year-old guy named Satoru, who has a strange ability that he calls Revival, that whenever something bad is about to happen, he's sent back several minutes before whatever bad thing happens, in order to stop whatever bad thing happens. And once he stops the bad thing from happening, time resumes normally and stops looping. So whenever he's sent back, he's not quite sure what bad thing it is he's supposed to stop, so he has to look around to try to figure out what bad thing it is he's supposed to stop from happening. And he's used this ability to save many lives. Like, in the first episode, he saves a kid from getting hit by a truck driver who had a heart attack and died at the wheel. Then at the end of the first episode, Revival sends him back 18 years into the past, to where he's now a kid again in middle school. And he's not quite sure why he's been sent back this far. He thinks it's because he's supposed to stop a series of murders that took place in his town when he was a kid. So he befriends his classmate Kaio, who is one of the victims of the murderer, to hopefully prevent her death from happening. I think Erase sets up the story really well. It introduces you to its main character, and it shows you his ability, and you kind of get to know him a little bit in the first episode, and then all that happens where he goes back to in time, and that's how the first episode ends. He is in the body of a kid, and I think they do everything in the first episode really well, very similar to the Promised Neverland, which I said they did everything in the first episode perfectly, and then there was some stuff later on that they didn't do quite so great that kind of bothered me, that made it not perfect, that took away from it and made it not nearly as good. It's very similar with Erase. There's something that happens a little bit later on that I'm not a big fan of, and I'll get into that a little bit later on, but for the most part, first episode's really great, and then the characters all around are really good, especially Satoru. I thought that he was a great character, and I like seeing him appreciate certain things that he wouldn't have appreciated as a kid. So obviously he's a kid again, but he still has the mind of a 29-year-old. So there's this one really great scene in the second episode where he's eating dinner with his mom, and he starts crying because he realizes how important these moments were and how he didn't appreciate them that much when he was a kid. And I don't know why I really like this scene, because I feel like in real life, when you're a kid, you don't appreciate certain things nearly as much as when you get older, and I think they did a really good job showing that, because it's like that in real life too, and I thought that was really great. Also, I think the relationship between Satoru and Kaio is really sweet, and there's a lot of great scenes with them. Kaio's also a great character. She has a rough life at home, doesn't really have any friends, and keeps to herself for the most part until Satoru befriends her, and there's a lot of really great scenes with them together, because it's her first time really having a friend, because she keeps to herself and doesn't really have any friends at the school that she's going to. And I like that he starts becoming friends with her because he's trying to stop her from getting murdered. And I like that they made him start caring about her more, because for the most part, he doesn't know too much about her. And even as a kid, he didn't really talk to her that much or know anything about her. So once he kind of becomes friends with her, his motivation for saving her becomes that much more stronger, and I think I really like that about it, and I think they did a really good job with that. All the other characters I thought were great too. I thought Satoru's mom was good. I thought his friends at school were good. I liked all of them. Also, there's this character that Satoru was friends with as a kid that he calls Yuki, who's this 20-something-year-old guy who hangs out in the park and plays with paper airplanes and plays with some of the kids there sometimes. And because of this, because he was kind of suspicious, he was always hanging out with kids, and I guess he was the last person seen with Kaio. Originally, he was the one who was arrested for her murder. So not only is he trying to prevent the murders from happening, he's also trying to prove his innocence, because he swears that he's innocent and that there's no way it was him, and he's just refuses to believe it. So I really like that. I like that he's trying to prove this guy's innocence and just really believes that there's no way that he would do this thing. I really like that. I thought Yuki was a good character. He's not in it a whole lot. I just wanted to mention him real quick because I thought he was a good character. And as for stuff I didn't like about this anime, and pretty much the only problem that I have with this anime, is that it was really easy to tell or figure out who the murderer was. So the mystery wasn't all that great. I think it's okay. They do a kind of good job with it, but I figured out who it was a lot earlier than they want you to. So yeah, it does a good job with suspense, but the mystery aspect isn't all that great. And it's not just me. I know, like, there's 5 other people in my family that I know who have watched this anime, who have all had the, like, exact same problem. And I've even seen, like, reviews for it, or people on Twitter mention stuff about it. So it's not just me. It's not like it's just, like, I figured it out and it's only me who figured it out. It's a lot of other people. So you may have this same problem watching it because a lot of other people have had this problem with it. And I still really think that you should watch it. Like, besides that, they do a really good job with everything else. The characters, the, like, suspense in certain scenes, and everything else they do amazingly, but the mystery is not all that great. That's the only thing. And there's, like, one scene that kind of bothers me where it's like a false scare scene where it looks like something really bad is gonna happen, and then it's kind of played off as like a joke, and it's just like, oh, that was kind of stupid, and that scene kind of bothered me. But besides that scene and figuring out who the person was pretty easily, and the mystery not being all that great, it's still an amazing anime, and I would still definitely recommend it. Also, I've seen a lot of people on social media talk about the ending of this anime and saying how they really didn't like it, but I don't think the ending is that bad. Me personally, I actually quite like the ending. I don't think it's that bad. I just wanted to address it real quick in case you maybe heard stuff about it, because I've seen a lot of people talk about how they didn't really like the ending. I think the ending was good and it didn't really bother me. So I'm gonna give Erased an A-. But like I was saying earlier, I would definitely still recommend this anime. It's really good, and I feel like this is a really good anime to show someone that you're trying to get into anime. This anime and The Promised Neverland, which I did a review for that. I did a spoiler review and spoiler-free review for that. If you want to check those out, there's links in the description. But yeah, this one and that one, I've shown people who aren't like huge fans of anime, and they really liked it, so I've had experiences where I showed people these animes and they really like them. So if you're trying to get someone into anime, show them this one or The Promised Neverland. They're both really good, and I think they're good ways of getting people into anime. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if any of you guys have seen Erased, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more anime reviews. There should be some more videos coming soon, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.